Alright, hello everyone and welcome. How's everyone doing today? Hello, hello. Phil here on the stream. Today is Wednesday, February 3rd, 2016. And welcome back. This may be my final session of Undertale, or it might not be. It all depends on how today really goes. I've been away from Undertale for a little under a week. It was actually Thursday of last week. No, I take that back. It was Friday of last week that I played Undertale last. And I really am enjoying the game, as many of you know. I've been playing the heck out of it. I did a full blind run, and now I'm going through a pacifist run, which in a lot of ways is very similar, but in a lot of ways is also very, very different with the dialogue options, with the choices that you make to get through combat and such. And I'm having a lot of fun with the game. I am. Now, today, we're resuming where I left off. For those who didn't catch up, well, shame on you, because you had almost a whole week to catch up here. But we left off, I am in the spider cave, or just outside of the spider cave. And I've been taking on the spider boss, Muffet, and she basically beat my ass. And I could not beat her so far. I couldn't figure out if there was a pattern by which you can have her submit or give mercy or whatever. Or if I just need to survive, because it seems like in some of these fights, you at least need to survive for a certain period of time before an option will pop up that will allow you to progress. So I'm not sure yet. As you know, I'm doing this blind. I'm really not, I haven't looked anything up or anything. But I will be honest, I did find out how to get the true pacifist ending. And the reason that I did ask for help is because I wanted to know how to do it and not go through this whole run and then end the game and be like, well, damn, I missed it, you know? So apparently, I guess what I need to do is get to the very end of the game, and instead of going into the final fight, the final boss fight, I need to go back. And I'm not sure exactly how that works or what's going to happen, but I'll try it out. I'll get to the end of the game, and then instead of doing the final boss fight, I'll go back and see what happens. So, my hope today is that we can get through, you know, the spider boss, do the next, I believe the next Metaton fight might be the last one. In fact, I think it's the final boss fight of Metaton, right? And, you know, see how much further I can get in the game. If we beat the game today, great. I mean, you know, double thumbs up. I would certainly like to finish it off today if I can, because I have to finish up Yakuza 5, which is a playthrough I've been doing since mid-December. And quite honestly, the game is so incredibly long and so much side content that it's been... That playthrough is like, I think, 120 parts or longer. In fact, hold on a second, because I can actually tell you. That playthrough is incredibly long at this point. 115 parts. And still going. There's just so much in that game. And, you know, unlike when I played Yakuza 4... when I played Yakuza 4 last summer, I didn't know about the side content because the game didn't actually tell you. It was just like, if you find it, you find it, and if you don't, well, I guess you're not doing the side content. In this game, it's all over the place, and they tell you where it is on the minimap, so I've been doing all the content of the game, and because of that, the playthrough's been incredibly long. Now, people who've been following along that playthrough since mid-December, it would be quite unfair if I didn't finish that game before all the new releases begin on next Tuesday. FYI, next Tuesday, we've got the new Naruto game, Unravel, Firewatch. The week after that, we've got Street Fighter V. The week after that, we got Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 and Far Cry Primal. And that's just for the month of February. In March, we've got even more stuff going on, okay? So, I certainly would not want to have Yakuza 5 be a lingering playthrough that I've played 120-some parts of, and I don't finish it because new releases come out, and it took me over 2 months to beat it. So the way I'm working this is, right now I want to finish my pacifist run in Undertale, and then I'm going to go on back to Yakuza 5, and I'm going to focus on that. So if I beat Undertale pacifist run today, great. Tomorrow will be Yakuza 5. If not, if I don't beat it today, then I'll probably finish it off tomorrow, and then Friday will be Yakuza 5. And I'm going to be playing Yakuza 5 every day till I beat it, and hopefully if I do that, if I put in some 12-plus hours of gameplay of Yakuza 5, I can beat it by Tuesday. So then we can, you know, go full force into... Head first full force is what I meant to say, not head force. Head first, full force into the new releases. And I think there's going to be a lot of excitement around all these new releases coming up. There's so many of them coming up. And, it's going to be a fun few months here where we're going through all these giant, big AAA games that people have wanted to see for a long time, a lot of which got delayed and were supposed to come out previously but ended up getting delayed until this year. In particular, I know Street Fighter V is going to take up a ton of my time, so I'm looking forward to it. But that's the thing. I don't want to have lingering projects. So, obviously, what I'm saying here then begs the question, excuse me, what about a third run of Undertale? What about playing Undertale again as a, what is it called? The genocidal run, where you kill every single enemy in the game by grinding, and then you fight the bosses, and apparently the entire game completely changes its tone, and everything looks different. From what I'm to understand, like, the whole game changes. I would certainly like to do that, being that I am enjoying doing my second pacifist run here, especially if it changes the game even more significantly than the pacifist run does. Problem being, I just don't have time for it right now. So, perfect example here, this may be something, hint hint, for patrons in the month of January. Very shortly, I'm going to be opening up the nominations for the Patron's Choice playthrough that I'll do in March. Maybe you want to nominate an Undertale, genocidal run as that playthrough, and that way I'll definitely have enough time to do it, because I'm going to set aside at least 4 sessions for that playthrough. So, might be a good consideration, you know what I mean? Or, worst case scenario, there's going to be downtime. There's going to be downtime later this year. Typically, it comes around July and August. Almost 2 entire months where usually there's nothing going on. The one exception this year is that supposedly Persona 5 is coming out in the summer, which is great. But I guarantee you it's not going to be covering the entirety of the summer. You know what I mean? Even though I may be playing it a lot during the summer, there will be, opportunities to split up what I'm doing. So definitely, maybe then, if I don't get a chance to do it now, I'll come back to it in several months and do that genocidal run, because I actually do want to do it, but there's just, there's only so much time. And I wish, if I could clone myself, I would, but the technology doesn't exist yet, so there's only so much time for me to play, whatever. And, 2 full runs through Undertale, I feel, is a good, sufficient amount of coverage for the game at this point. And the new releases that I want to play are going to take priority. Okay? So, Undertale, genocidal run, not out of the question. I certainly would like to experience it. However, right now I'm not going to be doing it. But it could be a patron's choice thing. Or, worst case, maybe I'll check it out during the summer. Alright? So now let's talk a little bit, because honestly, I haven't even done a pre-stream in 2 days because of all the stuff that's been going on. It's been a very busy week already, and it's already Wednesday, and I can't believe it's already Wednesday. Last week, I did my Undertale Pacifist run on Friday. Saturday, we jumped back into Yakuza 5 for the day. Sunday was my Rockathon 2.0, which, I'll be honest, was kind of hit or miss. And what I mean by that is there were a few songs that I think I did really well on. And there were a bunch of songs that I did terribly because my voice gave out. Which I'm not surprised. I had a pretty nasty cold around 2.5 weeks ago. And, I'm still kind of fighting off the little symptoms of it that linger. And that's going to be a pain in the ass because it's the winter now. So it's hard to fight off those symptoms. So, it's certainly, in my opinion, the second Rockathon was not as good as the first. But it was still pretty good. And there were certainly memorable moments in it. So definitely, if you have not checked that out, I hope you will. That is live on DSPGaming. And then Monday, I had personal time off because I had a bunch of shit I had to do. Just stuff that was accumulating and piling up that I had to take care of. And so I did. And then yesterday, we had the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Awakening DLC, where for the first gameplay session, I actually did the Zombies co-op. And then for the second session, I checked out the multiplayer. And if you have not had a chance to check out any of that footage, tonight I will be putting together a mini review of the Awakening DLC over on KO Gaming. That's right, my new YouTube channel, KO Gaming, where you're going to see this kind of stuff. It shouldn't be too long, maybe 10 minutes or so, where I'll talk about, the zombies and the multiplayer maps and show off some of the footage from it in kind of a review style video. It won't be a full-fledged, hateful truth review, but it'll be like a mini review. And I want to do that kind of stuff for DLCs and stuff that I play during the year, and I don't have a chance to really explore it in super duper in depth, but I still want to give my thoughts on it. I'll be doing stuff like that for KO Gaming this year. So that's something I almost never do. When I play DLCs, I almost never review them. This is an exception because now I'm doing stuff differently this year. And hell, if it goes well and people like it, it may become the norm. I may start, reviewing more and more stuff that I'm playing. So that'll be tonight. So I hope you've had a chance to catch up on all that. Of course, the increased vlogging that I've been doing over on the King of Hate vlogs has been incredibly successful. I didn't expect the amount of attention that it's actually getting. You know, I did 2 vlogs in response to the whole controversial situation with the Fine Brothers on YouTube, and people really loved it. And that's the kind of stuff I didn't used to do. And people apparently want me to keep doing this kind of stuff, these reactionary videos to current events and stuff, so I will. If that's what people want, I'll give them what they want. So if you have not yet seen what I mean, go over to the King of Hate vlogs and check out all the different kind of vlogs that I've been doing recently. A huge increase in the vlogging content that people seem to really be enjoying. Of course, it's kind of funny because now I've increased the amount of vlogging I'm doing, right? And all the new vlogging I'm doing is getting attention, and then I did the weekend preview on Monday night, and almost no one watched it. So everyone knows about the Fine Brothers, and no one even knows what I'm playing this week. For whatever reason, people just didn't want to watch the weekend preview. But I guess that's the internet, right? People love drama. People love this kind of stuff, and then when it comes to serious business, oh, I don't need to know about that. So it is what it is, I guess. I'm certainly not going to complain. You know, any attention is good attention. When it comes to, my new initiatives this year, it's only going to help in the long run if more people are checking out my vlogging channel. So, good. So, I have an update for everyone. And then we're going to start with gameplay here, don't worry. I'm not going to be talking the whole stream. I know some people get worried when I do a pre-stream. They say, Phil talks too much. It's like, well, the game didn't start yet. When the game starts, I don't talk at all. I just play the game. I do commentary over the game. There's no interruptions besides maybe a quick break. There's no shilling during the gameplay. Well, that's business. Once business starts, I don't interrupt it with stuff. So you got to kind of put up with a little bit of informative stuff and shilling at the beginning of the stream, and then we get to work, right? So, I have an update for everyone regarding Patreon. As you know, today's February 3rd, which means it's been 3 days into the new month. And Patreon has begun to process everyone's pledges for the month of January. A lot of people are wondering, did we hit the goal to do the Patron's Choice playthrough, which is the process by which, if we did hit this funding level for January, patrons will be able to nominate and vote on a game for me to play, which will start in around mid-March and carry itself through, through April and such. Well, the good news is, if all the pledges go through, we will have raised more than the funding level goal for January. And I'm confident that we're going to get to it. The problem is, yesterday I did check, and 30 people out of around 200 or so who pledged in January were declined. Now, this happens for various reasons. It could be because the info entered on Patreon was incorrect. It could be a typo. It could be that there's insufficient funds in either a bank account or on a credit card that was entered as the payment method. Or it could be a hold, a financial hold, which I've seen. Some people have banks and or credit cards where if there's a transaction that they don't recognize, like something out of the norm, right? If you're not a normal patron, they may automatically put a hold on it and flag it as like, this is not a recognized activity, and therefore we'll put a hold on it to make sure it's not fraud. So 30 pledges were declined. I messaged all those patrons last night. A few of them actually already did update their info because I did see a little bit. I think maybe 1 or 2 people were recharged and it completed and went overnight, so that's good. I'm hoping in the next couple of days I'll have great news for everyone and be able to say, yes, Patron's Choice playthrough is on. Once that happens, if it does, I'll be setting up the area on the forums for the patrons to nominate what game they'd like to see me play. Hint, hint, the Undertale genocidal run could be one of them. But I also know there's other games that people have been asking me to play, like Mafia 1 and Darkest Dungeon. And there's been many others. Everyone keeps saying Persona 3, which I don't think is going to work. I'll be honest with everyone here. I'm already going to play Persona 5 in the summer. Alright? And we all know that Persona 3 is going to be an incredibly long game. being that there's a ton of new stuff coming out in the next few months. You know what I mean? Is this really the time to do an incredibly long JRPG? Probably not. I mean, Persona 4 worked last year because I started it in April. And in April, really, there was nothing going on besides Mortal Kombat 10 and me finishing up Bloodborne. And so it was the perfect playthrough for me to do April, May, and June because of the timing. I don't know if Persona 3 would be a game that this would work out. Plus, I'm going to be doing a Persona game this year anyway, so it's kind of like, do you want to really overload on Persona? I'm just saying, it's in the hands of the patrons, so if they nominate it and vote for it, you know, it's out of my hands. But I'm just throwing that out there that I don't know if this would be the right time for that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with the nominations and such. But anyway, I'll have more info on that later in the week, once everything goes through on Patreon, and hopefully I will have good news for you. I would love to have good news for you, because I love the Patron's Choice stuff. Last year, the Patron's Choice playthroughs that we did were great. You know, Minecraft, Persona 4, and a second run through Fallout New Vegas, all of which not only did I very much enjoy, but they were eye-opening experiences, and I think that they added a ton of variety to my content that people loved. So, let's see what happens, okay? I'll have more info later in the week. I just want to remind everyone that in the description of my videos and the stream, I have my Amazon Associates link. So, if you like to shop on Amazon, you can use that link. Just saying, that's there. And outside of that, really not much else to talk about today. As I said, I'd like to see how far I could get in Undertale. I don't know, the spider boss was beating my ass last time we played. So I have no idea how far I'm going to get. And, you know, oh, reminder, before we get started here, I do not have Stream Chat open. Stream Chat is open. You can chat in the Stream Chat if you would like. If you're watching this stream on thekingofhate.com, there's a plugin right at the bottom of the screen on the stream page where you can chat. Or if you're not, you know, if you use any kind of an IRC client, you can log into any Ryzon, I think it's RIZON.net server, and then go to hashtag TKOH, the King of Hate. That's the channel. And you could chat it up there with everyone who's watching live. But I will not have that. I'm told everyone I'm doing a blind run. I don't want it to be spoiled. And, you know, it's funny because if I had been spoiled, I probably would have run right through everything, not, you know, knowing how to do it instantly, but I didn't know. I'm doing it completely blind and trying to figure stuff out. You know, when I was fighting Undine, I almost died because I didn't realize you had to run. I did every possible option and I didn't run. And then finally when I ran, I realized, oh, okay, it opened up a new option. This is different. So, we'll see what happens, right? I heard the end of the game for Pacifist is pretty challenging because I have very low HP. I haven't been fighting. So, obviously, I'm earning no experience. Which, of course, we now know XP is not XP. I think they were like, what was it? Levels of pain or something like that. Yeah, I have a 0 level of pain because I haven't fought anyone. So, I have like 20 HP. It's getting really tough to beat these bosses and survive. So, we'll see what happens, I guess. Alright. So that is about it. I don't really think I have much else to talk about on the pre-stream today. I certainly hope that you're enjoying everything. This is definitely new this year. I mean, now we were a month into 2016. And I think people are now finally seeing that I was serious about changes to my stuff this year. In regards to having the 3-channel model, right? In regards to, you know, a lot more focus on the vlogging and on the edited content rather than just the raw gameplay. And I hope that you're enjoying it. Because I am. And, you know, let's see where it goes. Hopefully I get more attention on the other stuff rather than just the raw gameplay. But people do come out for the raw gameplay for new releases. And the nice balance really helps, you know, to have organic growth. And this year will be a good one. Right now, the first month of the year was really slow. But it had nothing to do really with me. It had to do with the games out. And the fact that, hey, you know, you do your best with what you can. With all the new releases coming out, hopefully things will pick up, right? Alright, that's it. Sorry again for snorting so much. It's really annoying me, too. With the nasal drip is getting to me. It is getting much better, but it's seriously not, you know, 100% better yet. Hopefully it won't affect the gameplay too much, alright? Okay, that's it, everyone. Let's end this pre-stream. And let us begin with the Pacifist run continuing with Undertale. Thanks for being here, and let's do it.